Hello everyone, greetings from VNR JYOTHI Institute of Engineering and Technology. This is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Data Science and AIDS. Today in this session I am going to discuss about the concept of directory structure and types in the operating system. So before going to discuss about the directory structure concept, what is meant by file and what is meant by directory. So we can discuss about the what is meant by file and the directory. So we already discussed in the previous sessions what is meant by file and what are the file allocation methods and what are the file access methods also. So now we can tell what is meant by file. So file is nothing but a logical unit which stores data. A logical unit which stores data, and we can also call it as an entity. We can also call it as an entity. So which stores data. But what is meant by directory? So a directory is a container. A directory is a container or a storage entity which stores multiple files. Which stores multiple files and multiple types of files. Multiple types of files. So what is the difference between files and directories means? So we can tell that so a file can be saved in the directory, but a directory cannot be saved in the file. Yes or no? So files can be saved in the directory. Multiple files can be saved in the directory, and in the directory all files can be organized. All files can be organized. So how they can be organized? In the directory, files can be organized by the name of the files, by the size of the files, by the type of the file, by the date of the files. So we can store any way of the file, right? So we can store any way of the file, but when it comes to the file, it cannot be do all these things. We can organize the files in the directory only, but we cannot organize the file individually, which is not having any place, which is not having any storage, right? So this now comes to directory. A directory is a container that stores files and folders, organizing them hierarchically. So the organization is very important. So how you are organizing is important. So you can able to organize the files in type of the file way, or name of the file way, or date of the file way, or size of the file way. So by all these ways you can able to organizing your files in different ways. So the directory structure in OS manages entire of files, including file names, locations, protection information, and more. So all these can be implemented with the file management system, and file manager manages all these files, including file names, file locations, file protections, and file types, all these things. So how we can able to access the structure? So this structure enables efficient file retrieval. This structure enables efficient file retrieval. So if the directory structure is not presented, so how we can able to access the particular file, and where we can organize the files, So if you see this directory structure, it simply looks very good to see that each and every file can be organized in the particular folder, right? So if you see this directory structure, entire directory structure, the main directory is what? This one, like a C drive or D drive. And in the drive, we can see the different types of directories. Folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, folder 4. So directories. And each and every directory contains the different types of files. This is the simple sample 1 folder, sample 4, sample 2 file, sample 3 file, like this. And the second folder, sample 1 file, sample 2 file, sample 3 file. And third folder, sample 1 file, sample 2 file. And fourth folder, sample 1 file, sample 2 file, sample 3 file. In the directory, we can create multiple files with the different names, but we cannot create in the directory with the files with the same name of the files with the same type of the file. We can create same name with the different file types in the same directory, and we cannot create the same name of the directories multiple. So we can create the directory names with the different names, and we can create file names with the different file types we can create, right? So this is the directory structure, and the operations in the directory structure what we are going to perform. So first, as usual, creating the directory. So users can create new files and directories, provide unique names for the directories. So when you when you are ready to create any particular directory, you should create a unique name for the directory. Suppose if I am creating a directory name called VNR with JYOThi, so you should maintain that unique name, and we cannot create another directory with the same name. We cannot create another directory with the same name, because the directory is maintaining unique names for the all files or the directories. And second one is what? Searching. Users can search for the specific files or directories within a directory. So if anybody wants to search a particular file, the file is located in the directory, so you need to you need to search that file from the basics of the directory, from the starting of the directory itself. And third one is what? Deleting. So unwanted files or empty directories can be deleted. Unwanted files or empty directories can be deleted. If any files are unwanted files, then you can remove, and if any files are not there in the directory also, that is empty directory, you can delete. And listing. Users can retrieve list of files in a directory. And rename. Files and directories can be renamed to reflect the content change. So you can able to rename the file, you can able to rename the directory also. So based on that, we can able to change the content also. And linking. Files can be linking to appear in multiple directories. So one file can be linked with another file, and one directory can be linked with another directory. So files can be linked to appear in multiple directories. So it looks like to appear in multiple directories. And unlinking. Removing links from the files in multiple directories. Removing links from the files in multiple directories. And directory structure in OS is a fundamental aspect of managing files and ensuring efficient access in operating system. So the main importance to creating the directory structure is to manage and organize the files. How efficiently you are managing and how efficiently you are organizing the file. That is the main purpose, and how you are efficiently accessing the file is another important. So if you are not properly managed, or if you are not properly organized, then you are not able to access efficiently. You are not able to access efficiently, because if my folder having multiple hundred files are there, so is that possible to search my required file immediately? It is not possible, because the multiple files are provided in the directory without organizing or without any managing. So if you are organizing that itself, you are creating multiple directories. So that you can able to easily manage the file and easily access the file. So the main managing file and organizing file is very important. So that is the directory structure is important here. The directory structure importance is what? To manage the file, and according to that organize the file. According to that, the files can be organized. So if you organize the files, manage the files in clear, efficient way, then we can able to access that particular files in efficient manner. So what are the different types of directories in operating system? So first directory is what? Single level directory. So single level directory is nothing but what? One directory, and in the directory multiple files are there. File 1, file 2, file 3, file 3, 4, like that. So second one, two level directory. So two level directory is nothing but what? One directory, and within the directory another directory is available, and then in the directory files can be available. So file A, file B, file C, file 3, like that. And third one is tree structure or hierarchical structure. So hierarchical structure maintains multiple directories. So directory, within the directory another directory with the files, and within the directory another directory with the files, and within the directory another directory with the files. So like that, multiple directories created within the one directory, and multiple files can be created within the one directory. So these are the three different types of directory structures. The cyclic graph structure and general graph directory structure are the directory structures basically maintained for managing and organizing files. So let us discuss one by one directory structure importance. So what is a single level directory structure? The single level directory structure is the simple and the easiest directory structure out of all the directory structure. Why we can say that? Because the directory is maintaining only one. In that only one directory there are different files, file 1, file 2, file 3, like that. So if you see the single level directory, this is the root directory for containing file 1, this is the second directory containing file 1, this is the third directory containing file 3, this is the fourth directory containing file 4. So each and every root directory contain all these files. For each and every root directory, a directory maintains each and every files. So this is the single level directories. So all the folders or files contained under the same directory, which is called the root directory. So all the folders or files are contained under the same directory. So if all these files or folders are under the same directory, under the one directory, then that one directory or same directory is called as root directory. The single level directory structure gathers all the files under one directory or the root directory. This makes it is easy to support and understanding. It makes it is easy to support and understanding. The number of files increases or more than one user logs into the system. Both of these need to maintain the standards of giving a unique name to it. So whenever you are creating multiple files in the particular directory, the number of files increasing or more than one user logs into the system, both of these need to maintain the standards of giving unique name. If you are not giving unique name properly, then how can we able to access the particular file? System itself, operating system itself, it does not manage the storing of all the files which are having duplicate names, yes or no? So because of that, we should maintain unique names for each and every files in the particular directories. So here you can see the below is the pictorial representation of the single directory. So all files can be stored under the one directory is called as root directory. So for each and every root directory, one file is created, so that this is the single level directory, single level directory structure. One folder, one file, one folder, one file. So all these under the same directory, that is called as root directory. And advantages and disadvantages. So the implementation of single level directory structure is simple. So as we said, it is simple because it is one layered architecture. So one directory and one file, and it is easiest compared to other directory structures also. If the file size is smaller, then searching of such files with the single directory structure becomes simpler. And this single level directory structure allows the operations such as searching, creation, deletion and updating as well also. So if the file size is smaller or file length is small, then we can able to access the file from the directory very easy. If the file is large, if the file size is large, then the loading of the file itself, it takes a lot of time, right? So because of that, this single level directory is a simple technique, a simple directory structure which stores files can be in one level order. And disadvantage is what? As several users can be logging into the same system to log their files, maintaining a unique name becomes difficult, leading to a collision. So somewhat difficult it is easy to compare with them. And if the size of the file is bigger, then searching of the file is on one root directory of the single level directory structure will become the time consuming, and hence it is also difficult. So we already said that if the file is bigger, then searching the file in one root directory of the single level directory structure become very time consuming process. If the file size is smaller, then we can able to access it is very easily. If the file size is big, then the searching of the file is difficult under the same root directory, and it takes time to consuming and difficult to access. And the next next directory structure is what? Tree structure or hierarchical structure. So the tree structure or directory structure in the OS is said to be most common directory structure among users, as it gives the users the capability to create subdirectories under their defined directory. So here what we can create one directory, and in that one directory one subdirectory. So this is the main directory, this is the subdirectory, and these are the files. It is what? Two level directory. But when it comes to the tree structure, it takes multiple directories. So like this. So the directory, inside the directory another directory, inside the directory another directory, and inside the directory file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4. Like that, all the directories are created and the files are created under the directory. So the tree structure allows the users ability to create their own subdirectories and organize their files accordingly. So the tree structure directory structure has separate parent directories. So same for this and this one, this is the parent directory. For this one, this is the parent. For this and this, this is the parent. For this too, this is the parent. Like that, all the different parent directories are maintaining. So here the specific users and the parent directories of the users all under the master root directory, which makes a tree structure. So all comes under the one particular directory structure, right? So this is the tree structure of hierarchical structure. And the advantages is the directory structure allows subdirectories inside a directory. So single level directory which does not allows creating to multiple directories, but when it comes to the tree directory structure, hierarchical directory structure allows subdirectories to create multiples, and the searching is easier, and file sorting of important and unimportant becomes easier, and this directory is more scalable than the other two directories explained. So other two directories compared with three directory structures, this is the somewhat scalable than remaining two directory structures. And the disadvantage is what, as the user is not allowed to access other users directory, this prevents the file sharing among users. So if once user is not allowed means the file sharing is not possible, right? So because of this multiple directory structures, if we are creating only one directory structure, then multiple users can be able to access the folder. So when it can have multiple directories, the user is not allowed to access all the other users directory. So as the user has the capability to make subdirectories, if the number of subdirectories can increase, the searching may be complicated, and users cannot modify the root directory data also. So users cannot modify the root directory data also. So like this we can understand and implement the directory structure in our operating system, in our computer system also. So if we are not properly managing or organizing the directory structure or file structure, then we cannot able to access the directories or files can be easily. We cannot able to access the files or directories can be easily. So to do that we have to manage and organize them properly. So to know more details about that file directory structures, we can use these following reference links, and I hope all of you understand. Thank you.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.